Hello, good morning, and welcome to Hard Drive 32, a channel dedicated to creating 32-bit games. I am your host, Alex Holken, and it's great to have you here on either Twitch, YouTube, or Instagram, wherever you be at. Hope you guys had an awesome Halloween, and we're back at it to work on games this fine morning. So, just gonna take a moment here, make sure everything is working a-okay. I literally, now that I've introduced Instagram to the mix, there's this terrifying moment inside of my heart where, like, in my chest, where I'm just like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna actually work? And so far, it's working. But I have to say, if you are on Instagram, there is a left and right side of the screen that you can find on Twitch and YouTube, and you are gonna find me referencing the Twitch and YouTube channel of Hard Drive 32 quite often, so that way you guys can see the full picture. Because on Instagram, it's got the 3x2, you can't see anything beyond here. But let me broaden your horizons that there's something far more beyond there. So feel free, if you want to see the left and right side of the screen, you'll find it on my other channels, and they're all under the same name. So let's get back to what we had been working on last week, which is the lead character Val from my survival horror game that I'm working on. And the goal of the game is, there we go. We're at the stage now with our modeling process to where we've got our character here. Here's the base inspiration here in the background. And what we're attempting to do is we need to take her and we're going to simplify her UV modeling and geometry to where we can actually do some texture painting. And specifically, our goal is, let me show you guys here if I can pop it open for you here. Moment here. Referencing the older PlayStation 1 titles, specifically like Resident Evil, there is, I'll show you guys what that might have looked, what that used to look like. What Claire's from Resident Evil 2, one of the lead characters, this is what they were artistically working with back in the day. Check this out. Okay, so this is Resident Evil 2 character, Claire, right here, and all of her beautiful painted glory. Look at those gorgeous pixels. This gross looking face here. By the way, I gotta give them props. I'm looking at this here, how they UV unwrap this. Check this shit out. Okay, so what they did here, this is so smart of them. You've got the face here. So there's no mirroring here. They painted on the entirety of the face. But if you notice, guys, what happened to her other ear? So more than likely what they did is when they unwrapped the model, kind of like you do in fashion whenever you're doing the stitch patterns, they probably copied and mirrored the other side of the back of her head to put the other ear on, which is just brilliant. Man, that is, I kind of wish I did that on mine, but I think my girl doesn't have any ears. They're hidden by her luxurious locks. So I don't have to worry about that issue necessarily, but that's just awesome. Then you got the hands and the boots, and a booty, all here on it. And so what we're doing is, if you notice, this is all very square-like. That's not how a human hand works. This beautiful, like, flat paw of a hand. So that's what we're doing right now is we've unwrapped our Val character, this girl here. And what we're going to do is make these all squared, so that way, whenever we do the texturing, it looks even better. Because whenever you're working with low poly objects, it's great to have them in a nice square or rectangular shape, because they're so low resolution. If you think about a pixel on screen is technically a little dot, but it's more than a little dot, it's a little square. And so the closer we get to having a square-like representation of our textures, the better it's gonna look at that lower res. So that's our goal here. Oh yeah. By the way, I also want to say up ahead, I'm gonna talk with a couple buddies of mine who may be here in chat, we'll see, but I'm gonna plan to do a Mario Party stream, N64 Mario Party, partially to celebrate Superstar's release, but also because I have a friend of mine who is terrifyingly good at Mario Party, and I think it's the opportunity I need to try like for all of us that have had stars stolen from us from my lovely friend Linda. It's time for us to win and take vengeance and win at Mario Party. Or we'll lose on stream and it'll be on record and you guys will see just how freakishly good she is at Mario Party because she is so stinking good. So yeah, look forward to that. Then maybe next week I'm gonna try to schedule it with everybody. We'll see. And also we're gonna be playing it online, so we'll see how that goes as well. And then later in the month, we're going to do a drunk run at Parasite Eve because the very first time I ever drank was to Parasite Eve. And so I thought, what a good time. We'll sit down, do a full playthrough of Parasite Eve, get completely blitzed and smashed, and keep going from there. All right, back to what's at hand. So what I'm doing is I'm just gonna be straightening things out here. And so this is considered today just the most lovely day for you guys to just chill out and enjoy a stream while we work here to fix this character, make him look fantastique. Try to select just the edge. Alright, down through here. Yeah, part of the big problem when you're working on this stuff is you gotta make sure you're not selecting too much of the wrong thing. And if you dig what you see here on the channel, please feel free to follow. And if you want to archive, check out the YouTube site because that is where you find things forever. Yo. So I'm scaling that on the X here. And I found a great tool just last stream to simplify these models, but at the moment I'm not gonna have to worry about it too much. Oh no, I got my thing doubling up in chat. That's all good. Take this here. Also might play in a second some Stream Beats, which is a free, copyright-free streaming music, which always is a question mark as to whether it is or is not actually free. Oh god. We'll find out though. Yeah, so we had Halloween just yesterday with my fam, and it's so funny, man. Being a parent has made such normal things like a holiday more stressful than they used to be. I don't know why, I just get into full high alert, but just before I even went out trick-or-treating, just getting my kiddo dressed, I worked myself up to such a fervor. I was like I try to stay pretty calm, but I bottled it up. So I was at the point where I was vibrating with anger. You know what I mean? That feeling where in your brain, you're just like, your brain's buzzing out because you're just trying to stay as calm as you can. And it was from nothing major. It's just getting kiddo dressed. And he was being a little bit of a troublemaker initially. And my poor little brain just couldn't handle it. Could not handle my cute little kiddo having, honestly, a blast in preparation for Halloween. And it ended up going off, of course, without a hitch. And he looks so cute as a Boo from Mario Brothers. So, this next holiday is a reminder to myself here on stream to just remain more calm and chill about it. I stressed myself out way too much. Dun, 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 dun. Thinking through everything I'm doing here. I'm gonna try to work out. By the way, I'm tremendously excited about the new Cowboy Bebop on Netflix at this point. Like, it might be an absolute mess, but it's not gonna be boring. That's all I wanted. That's all I want out of most of my entertainment is don't be boring. so I can take lessons from it and learn from it. Could be bad, could be great, but don't be boring. That way you at least serve an educational purpose. So I'm excited about it. There's things about it. What's funny is Jet Black, his casting is the one I am enjoying the most so far from those trailers, followed by the individual they chose for Spike. The only thing that's kind of bothered me about him is he's just not necessarily who I would have chosen for Spike. That's fine. The thing is, tons of people get on like the soapbox about like, oh, Spike wasn't white, or Spike wasn't Asian, and it's like he was a white dude, and I'm like, guys, he was actually, if I remember right, he was mixed race, and he was, Asian. So it's like, you acting like real fans, you don't know. Fine, I'll find out I got that wrong too. But I just want to say the fact that I'm almost positive that he was a half Asian, so it's just like his casting is perfectly fine, y'all. And they at least chose an excellent actor. He's Chow, if I remember, is Chow? He's been in some really good movies. There's always the joke, there's Harold and Kumar, where he played the straight man there. But I want to mention there's a movie called Searching, which he did recently. It was just excellent. And he was in Star Trek and all that. But Searching is the one I would recommend for anybody that's like curious about his acting chops. He's an excellent performer. Excellent performer. So, and he is a little bit old for Spike. But the thing is, Spike was, if I remember, Spike's 28 in the anime. But they treat him like the most grizzled old man. The dude's just 28 in the show. So, he acts like way older than a 28-year-old would act. Not there isn't some battle-hardened 28-year-olds that have been in the Chinese triads. But, yeah, him being aged up with his actor isn't half bad. The only thing I'd say is a downside to the actor they chose for Spike being as old as he is, just like, how much physicality he has to take on a Spike. That's pretty tough, especially with it. I don't think the actor is trained in martial arts, so it's like, that's a toughie. But I can see them getting like maybe 3 seasons out of Cowboy Bebop. They'd probably go, first season will end with probably episode 5, which is Ballad of Fallen Angels, just where Spike finally goes off against his arch nemesis, or meets his arch nemesis again after years in like a cathedral, and there's a big shootout, and it's amazing. It's already been in the trailers, so I'm excited about that. And I can see the second season ending with, I think it's called, no, it's not Elegy of Ganymede, it's Space Lion. It's whenever he meets up with Vicious, his rival, for the second time. And Jupiter Jazz. That's it. Jupiter Jazz. That's the name of that episode. So I can see that being the second season's conclusion, and then the third season being the finale of it. That is if they don't add any material. And they could even do, if they wanted to, which would be sick, they could even have 4 seasons, and the third season end with the movie, an adaptation of the Cowboy Bebop movie, because that movie takes place, I think it's episodes 22 and 23, kind of before the final episode of 24. So that's a pretty good little point. And they can add some one-off episodes for the final season, like Ed's send-off when goes back to her dad. And I'm really curious to see, like, one of the things about Cowboy Bebop that fans know, of course, but I don't think the general audience knows, and it would be really exciting for them, is a character named Ed. And Ed is super duper gender neutral, and they really play into that for the storytelling of it. Even her father is like, one of the cuter moments of the series is the father is like, boy or girl, I love you, and it's just like so sweet, so nice. And I'm curious to see who they choose, because she or he is a little girl. I just did it again. They are a little girl. They are, oh my god. I'm learning. They are who they are. There you go. So Ed is who they are. And what I think would be, maybe they'll even though they're young, maybe around like 12, 13, maybe they'll choose Tilda Swinton, because Tilda Swinton's so androgynous. They just put Tilda Swinton in the role, make her look like a 12-year-old, because Tilda Swinton can be whoever she wants to be, just like anytime she's playing a character. So yeah, just go with Tilda Swinton. The directors, just choose her. You can't go wrong with a Swinton. They need to do a movie that is straight up just Tilda Swinton. No other side characters. Like, she plays every role in the entire film. Eddie Murphy's that shit. I'd be so down for that. Kind of like what was that Kaufman movie? Oh, I'm trying to remember that bald actor. Being John Malkovich. Not at all Kaufman. Being John Malkovich. That's what I was going to say. You could do Being John Malkovich with Tilda Swinton. Being Tilda Swinton. Don't even have to change much. It's just Tilda Swinton's day to day. She goes around in her life dressing up in different outfits and costumes. She really loves to just be every character within a film. She's kind of like Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks will eventually be in a biopic about every human being on this planet. Will be played by Tom Hanks. Right. Ooh, no, I made a mistake. Okay, lesson learned. That's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to adjust this here a little bit. Let's align each of these. Where her pockets is, well, not necessarily her pockets is, but her epaulets. Wouldn't that be called an epaulet? Move. I feel bad. One day I had my Instagram stream up and I had left the stream up all day because I'm using Yellow Duck software to broadcast to Instagram via my computer. And I have to stop that broadcast software on top of stopping my broadcast software. And so I'm like, I don't know what you guys caught that day. Probably a wild day if you'd listened in. Just kidding. Let's see here, capture all these. Hate that I can't just double select both those. That's alright. And that SY0. Guten Tag. This is going to look good. One speed, fast. I think once I'm done with this, I'll even out all of the faces. Or sorry, yeah, I'll even out all the faces. Oh shoot. This way looks so good. Going fast, we're knocking it out. We're gonna get my model going for Val. Da, 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 da. It's a Monday. This is when my energy is at max, peak max. So whenever I got done with my trick-or-treating last night, when I came home, I booted up Ring Fit and made my kiddo do Ring Fit with me until he had worked up all of his candy, which he wanted to. The thing is, I started up Ring Fit and he's like, "Oh, you're fighting monsters?" And he joined me. So I'm like, "Sure, kid. You wanna use up all your energy? You could join me. You could join Daddy-O." Mother? Don't you dare mess with me, geometry. You would do as I command. Oh gosh. Let's see here. Let's align these. Boys and girls, we're looking good. Let's go ahead and align those. Oh shoot. Man, oh man, I wish with all my heart that I could select all of those without having to start. It's okay though. Let's go to this point. I don't think I want to go further than that just yet. Because the geometry kind of flows around there. We might end up adjusting it. We'll see. Yeah, stretch. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Taking this jacket off is way too hot to be wearing this jacket. Whew. I wore it because I look good in it. Not because it's cold in my room. Go down to this point. I promise all of this extra work will be worth it. I promise. Go. Yeah, but I hope everyone's Halloween was excellent. You all had an excellent Halloween time. You got tons of candy, had fun with family and friends, celebrated what is to me the best holiday of the year. Just because I like the fall atmosphere and I love horror movies. Which my Halloween this year was very bereft of horror movies. I'm very sad I didn't watch any horror movies. Which is not like me. And I'm so sad about it. But I'll get around to it. There's tons of really cool horror movies out there and I need to go check out. There's one called, it's from a couple years back. It's called Final Cut of the Dead. Which seems excellent. I honestly would recommend it to anybody. The general premise of it is that a cast and crew, it's a Japanese film, a cast and crew are filming a zombie movie. And during their filming, a zombie outbreak occurs. And while the zombie outbreak is occurring, a film crew is filming the film crew as a making of for the movie. And essentially what you're getting in the movie is Final Cut of the Dead starts with a 45-minute film about their zombie movie that they're making, followed by the documentary of the crew dealing with a zombie outbreak while filming their zombie movie. And then I think it goes out beyond that even like 2 more times I've heard. It gets really meta and supposedly is incredibly funny and is considered one of the best like comedy horrors since Shaun of the Dead. I really, really want to watch it. And I don't know where it ends up going in the plot, which is great because supposedly it's one of those films where going in at least partially blind is a great way to experience it. So, Final Cut of the Dead. It's on. I think it's that horror streaming service. I think it's called like Thriller or Chiller, or I think it's called Chiller. I don't know, man. I can't remember. But it's on that streaming service. I think it's the only way to watch it really here in the States. I don't think it got a release necessarily. So, Final Cut of the Dead. And then if you want a good zombie movie that I have watched that, hey, just so happens to be Japanese, I must recommend I Am a Hero, which I've read the manga series for and it's excellent. But the general premise of it is there is a manga artist in Japan and he is neurotic. He is kind of just like emotionally and socially underdeveloped as a person. He's just not like, he's not a bad person. He's just simply a person that is incredibly immature in a great number of ways. And the zombie outbreak occurs. And the thing about it though is he's one of the few people in Japan that has a gun license. So what thrusts him into this heroic role is simply the fact that he was a gun otaku before the outbreak occurred. and he's one of the few people that is armed with protection against a zombie outbreak. And so it's about him dealing with people who want to steal his weapon, and then also him kind of stepping up into this heroic role and kind of his emotional journey. But he just starts off, the character starts off at such just a non-heroic low point, initially. Like, it's him really learning to grow up and mature through this, incredible situation. It's really, really good. And it's terrifying. It's really terrifying, honestly. What makes this particular outbreak so scary, and what I love about it in comparison to most zombies, is I would say the best part of any kind of zombie film is just when the zombies themselves have some humanity left in them. I think The Last of Us is another great example where, like, humans are the most terrifying thing in a zombie outbreak. Same thing for Walking Dead, of course, but unlike Walking Dead, these zombies actually keep some of their humanity. And if there was, like, say, an activity that they did on repeat, they'll still do that activity. And one second here. Sorry guys, thinking through a quick thing. And so these zombies can even, for example, they can talk, and so they might be repeating a phrase that they use throughout their life, like, hello, welcome to blah 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 blah. And there's even some chapters in the manga where you get the perspective of someone infected with the virus, and kind of like their identity like frazzling out as they become overcome with the virus itself, and you discovering that certain things you perceived to have been happening in the plot were not actually occurring because they were infected with a virus. It's really unsettling and really good. That's the way horror films are, guys, by the way. If I'm saying it's really unsettling and good, it's just the way horror films are. That's a good sign on a horror film. But I will say that it's got a lot of humanity. Unlike, say, The Walking Dead, which revels in its misery, I Am a Hero is about the character's personal growth, big time. And there is, like, moments of levity where things are quiet and there isn't zombies, and you really get to know the characters, and it's just it's a great both manga and movie. Like, it's one of those few times where a live action really is, I would say, honestly, you could watch the live action film and get a lot out of it. I somehow, when I was working here in Blender, I clicked the stream over shortcut key. I'll have to change that shortcut key. But the live action adapts all the important parts of the material, so you're not going to lose out on the story by watching the movie and not read the manga. There's some definite positives to reading the manga, but which is recently licensed as of last year, so you can finally read it here in the States. So feel free to check it out, you guys. I Am a Hero. Good zombie stuff. Thinking very hard. Where will I put this here? Why do I keep forgetting that? Gal. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Alright, boys and girls, we're getting close here. Why you gotta do that to me? Why you gotta do that to me, computer? Come on now. What the heck? Okay. Oh man, I'm so happy with just this little bit here. This foot is gonna look so good. There might be a little points I adjust here in a second. There, look at that shoe. It's a damn fine looking shoe. And now it's going to be really easy to just slide things along where they need to go. Oh, my phone notified me. I've got 30 more minutes of stream. Gotta work hard, boys and girls, gotta work hard. Yeah, what I'm doing this week is I found out that I've got the teaching job at the college. And so this week I'm really doubling down on my Python education. Because Python was the thing I needed to learn. I'm really good at C#. Python I have very basic knowledge. So this week I'm doubling down on off stream practicing my Python, and then I'm also going to try to get some certification so that way I can measure up where my flaws and weaknesses are in Python. So I can get really, really good at that. Okay, give me a sip of coffee. Ah, fantastic. There's things I've learned about while working on all this. SY0. Kind of like you find other locations and you tie them all together here. So hopefully this looks great when I'm all done. By the way, I'm getting so much closer to beating Ring Fit. I'm gonna be so proud of my little gamer self once I beat Ring Fit. After so long, I will have defeated Drago. Kind of wish I could play that on stream so I can show you guys my dorky self working out. But alas, it's likely not to be, because that is set up in my living room. It's a little bit harder to stream that one. Some UV expert would see this and be disgusted, but that's okay. Okay. Alright, let's do this Buffalo Bills skin texture here. We got that, and then we're done. My lord. There's hope, my people. Alright, one moment here. I'm gonna crank some music on for myself so that way I can get that boost of energy I need. Yeah. Debating on what to listen to this fine morning. I think I'm gonna add a bunch of chiptune music to my channel, just because that's my thing. Okay. By the way, I'm gonna listen to Geoff Plays Guitar, which I'm gonna place into chat here. It's a great YouTube channel which takes music from games and then makes them sound like Doom Eternal. So it might be like, say, from Nier Automata or Undertale or Bloodborne, and then makes them sound super metal. Work fast. Okay. Oopsie doodle. Well, my boys and girls, let me change one quick thing. Very obviously, I need to not have one of my shortcut keys go to the stream over screen. Let me change that. LOL. There we go. Boom. Okay, dun. Alright. Get in there. Keep sniffling. Not gonna let a sniffle stop me. The winter months getting drier and drier. Everything on me is like desiccating. I'm constantly having to do a lot of lip balm to survive a winter. I don't know about you guys. And lotions. Okay. Okay. Phew. Still learning how to do nice UV unwrapping, but I'm gonna get there, my boys and girls. Boom. I wish I could divide in half this gap here. I don't think I can. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so close. I'm so close. I'm so close. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get this done. Let's get this leg done. This day is turned into UV Unwrap day, but it's a final UV Unwrap day. And then we can move on to texturing. So happy. Let's do it. This and this are easy to put together. Here we go. Okay. 6, 0. I'm doing a lot of these manual just because they're overlapped. In the future, I think I have a method to use my new tool that I found last time. We're going to have to do this by hand. Go, 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 go. Let's do this and finish it. Those aren't connected. What are you doing, thing? Disconnect that. Connect that. Connect this. Connect this. Gosh darn it. Almost. There. All right. SY0. Let's just even these up here. And we'll be on our way to Tetrising this UV together, and we'll be great. We'll probably hand paint this, and then take it over to Photoshop and clean her up for the final touches. There's only a way I could do this a little more evenly. I would love that. There has to be. Where I could say, take the size and shape of this, rotate it, and do it here. I guess there's a way. Things I'm learning. Almost there. So one of the things I've faced in the past is whenever I didn't do this process for UV unwrapping, I found a lot of texture smearing, so this is going to help a lot. And texture smearing is where you intend to paint something and then it ends up just looking stretched and bad. This will not be the case this time. Well, this shall look fantastic. There. Perfect. Exhausting. Easy, but exhausting. So there you have my compatriots. The entire UV unwrapped. And rectified. It's a collection of lovely rectangles here. And now, the only thing we have to do is Tetris them together and make sure things look fairly even across the board. Though, let me do a quick touch up of this hair here. I'm not happy with how this hair turned out. It's not bad, just could be better. And that is what we're here to do, is to do better. So here's my my lovely Mr. Rogers moment for the day. I just, every day it's just about being just a little bit better. I want you to, everybody out there, I just want you to do a little bit better today. Don't be bad, be better. Let's see, where's a great point in which this matches? Here? That seems lovely. Let's match it to that. These can slide on the X just a hair. All right. quite curious to see if whenever I relax this, if things can arrange in a better way. Like if they can keep their rectangles shape. Why? We gotta relax some of this geometry here. There we go. Looks like a lovely spaceship that I've made. Yeah, strange, but I like it. Looks like I just need to get this to be minus that. SX0. Oh god, I did the actual geometry. Not my intention. There. Yeah, that's great. What's awesome about this is now I can adjust and put these pieces together and it won't look bad at all. At least relatively won't look bad. No, I can hear a little baby crying in the background. It's time for my kiddo's nap time. Okay guys, so let's put like with like. So this is shoes. Okay. Legs. Also legs. So these need to be about relatively the same size. So this is good that I did this. I can really check all this stuff out and then adjust. Let's take this here. Move this. And we need the legs to be the same shape. Or size. Height-wise, so. Yeah, that's about that area. Those are about even. Well, isn't that fortunate? I'll take all of this here. Let's adjust. I think this could be good down here. Okay, a little bit more of a gap. Let's swap this placement, because I think the hair would be better in this location. And we can actually get it to be standing vertical, which is great because that's appropriate to what it should look like. There's elements I may want to adjust here. Bring this down. My end goal is, of course, to get everything as large as I possibly can. And that is the back of the, it's the front of the chest here. Okay. So we can put them together here. Oops. Oopsie doodle. Select. Move that there. Ooh. You'll often find that whenever you group like with like, they match together, they jigsaw together pretty well, and that's just because of the way the geometry works out. It makes sense that where you cut out from one shape allows you to better connect it to another. Square up this shoulder just a bit. And we'll bring this down. This is part of our collar. There we go. I won't see most of that, so it's like the entirety of that UV island. Voila. Oh, this is so close. This isn't going to be perfect. Nothing can be. But I would say most of the key elements are the shape they need to be. Oopsie. Minor adjustments here. Wish my wife was here with her Tetris knowledge. She'd probably assist me. Oh, come on now. Come now. Deselect. There we go. I'll rotate each of these. These are part of the shoes and other areas, which are just kind of like, meh. Players aren't going to see them typically. This here, moving to the edge. Not too concerned about them. My primary concern, though, is to see if I can't increase the size of the hair here. I love how easy it is to adjust this now. Just taking parts of it and just bringing it down. There, now we get the hair and the face big, which is what exactly what we want, because it's going to be one of the primary areas that you know, in cutscenes and other things, it's going to be really important. Just kind of making things a little more compact, a little more square-like, and that'll do a better job fitting it within the particular area of which they're fitting inside our UV map here. Oops. I'll be as good as I'm going to get that. There. Oh God. There we go. Bigger. Bigger and bigger. Let's get this face as large as we can. a bit better illustration. Yeah, that'll do. I think I might reduce the hair size just a little bit. Just so I can increase both the head and the chest hair. Because that's going to be important to the appearance of it. Hey, Nikki! Welcome! Got my buddy Nikki on the Instagram. Which, the only downside of my Instagram is the inability to see my mug because of the way it's all arranged. But it is what it is, yo. Instagram doesn't have a left and right side of the screen. They prefer to just have a nice vertical 16:9. Okay. This is nearly complete. Scale up. Oh god. Scale up. Alright, and I'll show you guys what this all means, why I'm scaling this all up and down here in just a moment here. So, this in total is the UV island and maps for our character. And what a UV island is it's where the textures will be painted on for our character. If you want a quick representation of that, this is the character itself with a nice, just like demo, like texture or image placed on our surface. And if you look, let's say we'll select this chest for a moment here. If we were to take it, scale it up or down, you see the smaller it is, the less texture detail it is. You see the checkerboards get bigger and the pluses get blurrier, but as I go out, whoop, there's more checkerboards and there's more textures there. And what I'm trying to get, what you want to get, is a nice even checkerboarding across all of it. Where it's like clean edges for the checkerboards, and I can see, for example, here, where the checkerboarding is getting stretched like crazy. So that's somewhere, an area where I would like come in here. And let's see, we'll try to scale it one direction. Ah, so that's actually up here, so I need to flip this around. So, there you go, now it's facing the right way. So there's the groin, there's the collar. And so what's happened here is it looks like I need to kind of give just a little bit more space along these here. Because what I want to do is make sure that is looking great. So let's take this for a moment here. Let me see if I can find a way to really easily adjust it and make it look perfect. Yeah, if you guys are watching on Instagram or anything, just check out the YouTube and Twitch, as well as I'd say YouTube for the archive, which is where all the videos are at. I'm going to use one of my UV tools here and see what happens if I relax it. Let's see what happens if I relax it. Will it keep my shape? Somewhat. It won't let me rectify afterwards, that's for sure. Okay, that's good to know. Being as that is, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it for now, since it's just a prototype character. I'm largely feeling real good about it. There's just like some little areas here and there that would need adjusted. But yeah, so now that we've made this, we can export our character over to Substance Painter and start doing texturing. So we'll take a moment, let's do that real quick. And I'll just show you what it looks like, and then we'll call it a day. Val 3. Yeah, this is for our lead character, Val. And I'll open up Substance Painter. the 1.0 edition because I bought it back when it first came out, and they're like on Substance Invader 8. I think they are now. Okay, let's open new project here. And we'll select our character. And this is our texture painting program here. Voila. Okay, so we have here on the right side of the screen, which I'll kind of adjust a little bit for Instagram folks. We have on the right side of the screen our completed UV map. And then we have on the left side of the screen our character model. And if we were to say, I don't know, click frog leather here, and applied a texture of frog leather across the entirety of our character, voila, we have a frog leather looking character. So this is our painting tool, and it can do everything from like height, reflections, surface, color, all of that. And I am looking, by the way, just using this frog leather. Check out, by the way, you'll see here how nicely repetitive the frog leather is at this point. But as soon as you got to that collar, where the checkerboard was looking pretty bad, see the stretching here? So unfortunately, we're gonna have to go in and adjust that. But this is minor adjustments. This is just, looks like, let's see here, there's that area. Other areas are looking a little funky. Right here, there's some stretching across the surface that needs to adjust. And that honestly, oh, in the back here, like what the heck is happening with this? Okay, so not bad, to be honest. It looks like, guys, we maybe just have like 3 areas that need adjusted, and then the character will be done. And what's great is I can export it and re-import it into here, and then we're good to roll. So this is awesome. We've almost got it all set up. Let's make her look like silk instead of frog leather. Let's do something pretty. There you go, she made a silk now. Ooh, pretty. So when we come back to stream tomorrow morning, what we're gonna end up doing is, let me switch my cam over. Ta-da! So tomorrow morning, whenever we come back to Hard Drive 32, we're going to adjust the UV map just a hair, probably take the first 5 to 10 minutes, then we'll get to the actual painting of the character. So we'll be painting her face on, her clothes, all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be really cool because that's gonna be one of the final steps. And I would say, my guess would be Tuesday through Thursday will be us painting that character and getting it all ready. And then at that point, we will move it over to the animation phase of things, where we'll give her a skeleton and get her rigged up to animate and take things from there. So thanks again, guys, for being here on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. And feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Basically, Hard Drive 32 on any social media platform, you'll find me there. So definitely go check them out, share it with your friends, all that stuff. And I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Ciao.